Entitlement reaches all walks of life, as you'll find out in this episode of Entitled People.
Our first one is from Pleasant Mouse 6259. I was at the local ER Tuesday and saw my first Karen in the wild. It was nearly midnight, and I had been there since around 5 p.m., so to say I was tired and hurting would be an understatement. They were getting ready to release me when your typical Karen walks in, marches up to the nurse's station where you check in. Everything is quiet at first, so I wasn't really paying that much attention until voices got loud. Apparently, the woman wanted to see or visit someone in the ER exam area where the hospital bed area is. They were not allowed back there for some reason, and boy, did it get ugly then. The woman insisted that her friend or relative was back there and she was going to see them. The staff informed the woman politely that she could not go back and was told previously that she couldn't. Following is the conversation as I heard it. The cast is the crazy woman, the nice staff, and the cop, duh.
I will go see them right now.
No ma'am, you won't. We've explained to you twice before that there are no visitors allowed at this time.
You will let me back there now. It's my right to see them.
No ma'am, it isn't. You're not allowed in the exam area.
I need to make sure they are all right. You can't keep me from seeing them, you idiots. How am I supposed to know if they are okay?
Ma'am, can you please stop yelling? There are sick people here and you're disturbing them. This is when the cop walks through a side door that the woman can't see at her angle. He nonchalantly leans in the doorway, out of her view.
I don't give a shit about these losers. I want to see
person's name
right now. What room are they in?
Ma'am, I'm not going to tell you again to calm down and lower your voice. You're not allowed to see the patient at this time. I will call security if needed.
Call them! I don't care. You can't keep me from seeing them. I know my rights.
This is when the cop slowly starts walking towards the nurse's station. The crazy woman's phone rings and she walks a few feet behind me and answers her phone.
No, they won't let me see
person's name.
No, they won't tell me what's wrong. No, I won't. Oh, I'll see about that.
She's quiet for a few moments, then marches back to the nurse's station. While she was on her call, the cop walked up to the station and is leaning on the desk. The crazy woman sees the cop and pauses, then walks the rest of the way back. Ma'am, you need to leave now. We've told you 3 times now that you're not allowed to visit the patient at this time, and you've disturbed this waiting area for the last time tonight. You have a good night now.
I'll have all your jobs for this, you assholes.
She storms out. A few moments later, I overheard the staff talking to the cop. If she wants my job so bad, she can have it. Then I wouldn't have to put up with people like her. What was her problem anyway? The patient didn't want her back there. He smiles at the cop. The patient said she was a bitch and didn't want her in their room for any reason. Made a long ER visit interesting, in a good way for once. The best part is that crazy woman probably knew deep down why she wasn't allowed back there, but felt like she was entitled to it anyway. I'm glad she was denied and sent on her way. This next one is by Radamenthes. So walking down the Castro in San Francisco this afternoon and saw a Ferrari with silver glitter paint parked across the street. We stopped to admire the paint job when 3 girls walked up to the car, and one steps on the trunk and walks up to the roof to lay on her stomach while her friends take pics. The owner comes out of a shop, yelling at her to get off his car. She argued that she's almost done and posed with one arm in the air and one leg up. The owner gets pissed off and starts to charge the car. She rolls off the car and tells him he needs to chill. The girls start to walk into a restaurant. When the owner goes back in the shop, they came back and she sits all over the hood for pics. Fortunately, they did no damage. But what the fuck? Really? The sad thing is, I feel like these girls were probably influencers, and one of them was probably trying to claim that they had bought that Ferrari brand new to give a false impression of how successful they really are. Not to mention entitled as fuck. This next one is from Advanced77. I was taking dessert orders from a table of 20 people, and I get to this woman and she asks for a cheesecake, which isn't on the menu. I tell her that we don't have any, and she just looks at me in a sort of "are you serious" way. Then she said, "You don't have any cheesecake left?" I said again, "No, sorry, if it isn't on the menu then we don't have it." And she says, "Can you go check if there's any left from upstairs that I can have?" Our hotel has 3 restaurants, and I told her no, that the restaurant upstairs has a separate menu from this one, so we can't serve desserts from upstairs downstairs. And even after I told her maybe 3 times that we don't have cheesecake, she says, "Can you go ask the kitchen if they have any?" I was trying not to lose it at her because I had repeated myself like a million times, but I said okay and went and asked. You'll never guess what he said. "If it isn't on the menu, we don't have it." So I went back and told her what I'd already told her over and over, and she had the audacity to act surprised. Then, someone from the same table tried to ask me if I could show her a picture of all the desserts, because normally they're all on display. The desserts upstairs are on display, and they were sitting downstairs, so I couldn't show her pictures of the whole menu. And she proceeded to argue with me about it and complained that she can't see the desserts because she likes to see what she's ordering. Even though all the desserts are pretty self-explanatory. And it got to a point where her daughter, Cheesecake Woman, had to tell her to stop arguing. I swear, some people just like to be difficult for no reason. I mean, maybe they were under the impression that all of the restaurants were connected somehow, I don't know, but if you tell them repeatedly that you don't have something, I just kinda think that at some point, they're either missing the point, or they just don't want to hear it. And our final one is by Sober on Life. Back in February, we got some very lazy emails from a guy asking for free shit and a sponsorship. We get bullshit requests like this all the time. It's the equivalent of a 12-year-old gamer with 100 Twitch followers asking the game store for a sponsorship.
"Give me free games and I'll promote your store on my channel."
These emails from this one guy, though, were particularly lazy. No text in the body, just a poorly worded message in the subject line, and some phone screenshots attached. It was more than enough to tell me he was looking for free shit, though. This is where it gets pathetic. To bring it back to the Twitch streamer analogy, this guy didn't even have a channel yet. He just wanted to make one, and the screenshots were of Facebook messages from his friends saying, "Yeah, I'd watch if you had a channel." You can bet your ass I deleted those emails without replying to them. Today he replied to a generic marketing email. He said, "Remove me from your email list. I reached out months ago asking for a business partnership and you ignored me, so I'm never shopping with you again." First off, you can just hit the unsubscribe button, you lazy fuck. There's no need to ask us to do it for you. Secondly, I don't care that you won't be shopping with us ever again. You've spent $150 with us over 2 years, so it's no loss. Thirdly, fuck you. You're not special. You don't have anything of worth to offer us. The only reason you requested sponsorship is to stroke your undeserved ego. Thinking about it, he probably didn't know he could just unsubscribe. I bet he just wanted to take the opportunity to let us know that he wasn't shopping with us again. What a petty, petty man. And here's the best part, usually when somebody claims they're never gonna shop somewhere again, you'll probably find them, not long after, in that same place they said they wouldn't shop. But you gotta love the entitlement on this up-and-coming Twitch streamer. Alright, that's enough entitlement for the day. Well, that wraps up this episode of Entitled People. If you liked the video, please drop a like, share my content on all of your social media, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell so you're notified every time I upload, and drop a comment down below. It really helps with the algorithm and helps new people find my channel. Thanks for watching, thanks to my patrons and super thanks contributors. Have a great day and stay safe out there.